We've got the brand new Ryobi 18 volt high performance edge battery. We're gonna put it to the test. Right here in front of me, I've got a standard 4-amp hour battery as well as the brand new Ryobi Edge battery. We've also got two core tools from Ryobi's HP brushless lineup. We're gonna put them through some tests so you can see how they perform. But first, let's kick it over to Kenny so you can find out what these batteries are made of.
The latest news on the battery front concerns the launch of the Ryobi 18 volt 1 Plus high performance Edge battery. It's a pack that promises to push performance higher thanks to emerging design technology. Now, there are two major upgrades in these batteries. The first is the use of 21700 cells. It's been several years since we first started seeing these in power tool batteries. The larger cell maintains the same series grouping, that's 5 cells per row in an 18 volt or 20 volt max battery, while increasing the capacity and available power it can transfer to the tool. Enter tabless cell connections, something we first saw with the launch of Milwaukee's Forge batteries. By using a tabless design, a Ryobi high-performance Edge battery can deliver more power while running cooler. The design also allows for faster charging and significantly longer service life. Ryobi developed this battery for its popular 18 volt 1 Plus system that now boasts more than 300 products. The commitment Ryobi continues to make is that every 18 volt 1 Plus battery works with every 18 volt 1 Plus tool, and that's true for the HP Edge pack as well. But what tools benefit from this advanced battery? The shorter answer is all of them. However, you'll notice a bigger difference in more power-hungry tools. And the Edge is well named in my opinion. On one hand, it moves the edge of Ryobi's current capabilities further out, revitalizing the tools you already have. On the other hand, the edge of the 18 volt 1 Plus system's limitations move further out as well. With a power source that has higher performance potential, the product team has the opportunity to take its core products to the next level and develop tools that might have seemed out of reach before. There may be other considerations as well. Seeing Edge design move into the 40 volt system has the potential to make it more efficient and boost the power level even higher as more areas of the country look for gas engine replacements. I have no doubt the product team is already way ahead of me though, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the Ryobi high performance Edge battery changes the landscape for DIYers and value-minded pros.
So to kick things off, we're going to start off with one of our standard drilling tests. Now this is just a regular old pine 2x4. We've got a 2-inch self-feed bit. We're going to run this drill with both batteries in high gear and then low gear. Actually, excuse me, low gear then high gear. And then we're going to see how they perform. I've got Austin back there behind the camera with a stopwatch. He's going to shout out the times and we'll just see how they go. So we're going to start with the standard 18 volt battery. Let's see how it goes. All right, what do we got?
6.95.
6.95 seconds. Awesome. Let's switch over to the Edge battery. Now again, still on low gear. What do we got?
5.52.
5.52. Wow. Okay, so a meaningful increase. That is definitely nothing to be upset about. That's really cool. All right, so I'm going to adjust my board down a little bit lower so I can have a comfortable drilling position. I'm going back to the standard battery. This time switching to high gear, still in drilling mode. Let's see how it does. Oh, all right, didn't quite make it all the way through. Made it about halfway, so all right, pretty conclusive right there. Let's see how the Edge does. Now that hole was right here. I'm going to move up just a little bit, not drilling in the same spot. All right, high gear, Edge battery. Here we go. Okay. Made it significantly further through and definitely a lot more confidence going into that one. Let's give it one more shot, and then we'll try again with the standard battery as well. Ooh. What time on that?
306.
306. Okay, again, that is meaningful. That is a meaningful result. The fact that the standard 4-amp hour battery got just probably about, I don't know, probably about that far in before it quit. I mean, that's a major jump. That's a really noticeable performance jump. But in all fairness, let's go right back, try it again with the 4-amp hour battery, standard 4-amp hour battery, just to make sure, different part of the wood, you never know. Let's just give it a shot. Okay, same result. I mean, this hole and this hole are nearly identical, as you can see. I mean, obviously we did have one failure. It happens. I could have just restarted and punched through, but on our second attempt, very clearly this battery is obvious winner. All right, I think we're gonna jump over to another test now. Moving on to our second test, we've got Ryobi's 6.5-inch circular saw, and then we've just topped off these batteries, and we're gonna do a rip cut in double stacked 3/4-inch OSB. Once again, this is one of our standard tests for testing saws. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push the saw as fast as it can reasonably maintain RPMs, and then I'm gonna have Austin call at the time once I get through this full 8-foot rip cut. So just like we did last time, we're gonna start with the standard 4 amp-hour battery. Okay, that got about 2 feet in. For the sake of argument, we're gonna test that one again. I could have pushed the saw just a little too hard, caused it to stall out. Let's try it again. So close to the end. Okay, so we're about 6 inches or so from the end. It did pretty good. You could definitely tell that it was struggling a little bit to maintain time. Austin, what was our time on that?
25.63.
25.63. So not an unreasonable cut. I mean, again, we could have always backed the saw out and restarted and finished the cut. But we're gonna go ahead and move over to the edge battery. But before we do, I'm gonna go ahead and zip off that real quick. That way we don't have anything hanging. Switching over to the edge battery. Time.
21.41.
21.41. Okay, so you can definitely, I mean, this is a tough cut. There's no denying. This is a tough ask for a 6.5 saw. I mean, for any saw, but it did well. There were a few moments where you could feel it bogging down. Maybe it had a little bit of extra sawdust kicking up in there. We're going to go ahead and do one more. Make sure we're consistent with our results. I know Austin cringes every time I do this. I'm going to get a splinter in my hand, but one day it'll happen. He'll be right. Okay, let's try it one more time. Here we go. $17.41. Okay, that time I did push the saw just a touch faster, but again, it maintained RPMs well. There really is such a meaningful difference between these batteries. With the standard 4 amp-hour battery, obviously it'll get the job done. You may just have to work a little bit slower, but the true advantage to these advanced batteries is the fact that it's able to push the tool a little bit harder, obviously not to a reckless point, but you can tell it's like, you know, bottom of the ninth and 2 outs and, you know, bases loaded. It pulls from somewhere deep, and it really was able to push through that cut very well. So hats off to Ryobi. So you've seen how this battery performs. Do you think you're going to make the jump over to the Ryobi Edge battery? If so, they're available for $129 at the Home Depot. If you have any questions about this or comments, leave them down in the comments section down below. And as always, thanks for watching.